I'm hot and hungover. I need a beer, but you're not allowed to drink whilst you're shooting. Stupid.
Welcome to the US Open 2022. Held in South Carolina at Rick Hemingway's Backwoods Quail Club. Before I tell you about our time here, let me try and paint a picture of what this event was all about. The scale is hard to convey. 1,400 registered targets to shoot over 6 days. Spread over hundreds of acres, manned by over 100 staff, and with over $250,000 in the prize fund. This is a long way from your local Sunday shoot.
Welcome to South Carolina, guys.
But we had a look at some of these targets yesterday, and they are sort of Ed Solomon's put on to test himself for fun.
Aside from the registered events, there was a great selection of vendors and craftsmen, a 100-bird sporting layout that changed every day.
This place is immaculate. It is so hard to explain.
Some side games, some practice stands, and some great food, all tied together by lovely staff and a buzzing atmosphere.
Jonathan. Woo!
Out of the 1,400 shooters here at the US Open, I was one of 11 Brits who was in attendance.
That's now wet through with sweat because I'm English.
And let it be known, this event blew my poor little English mind.
I miss you. What I'd do for a slab of Pro once.
We arrived to the shoot at about 3 PM after an epic drive from New York. First port of call was to hook up with Longthorn, our great friends, gun sponsors, and the people who had brought a gun for me to shoot at this event. I say a gun, it was my stock and my barrels clipped around an action that was actually allowed into the USA. After this came registration, and this was the first flavour of how slickly this whole shoot ran. A real credit to the main man, Rick Hemingway, and his dedicated family and team that are around him. I turned up, gave them my name, they gave me a bag with my scorecard, a hat, all of the places I was supposed to be and what times I was supposed to be there, as well as who else I was going to be shooting with. All of the events are shot in squads, and I had 2 people I knew on my squad. This is John, and this is Dan.
Any advice? Advice? Hit them.
Neither are champion shooters, but both are champion dudes. Which I've found is a much better metric to choose your friends by. Our first shots had been booked for a little while. We had a shoot-off with these guys.
We're here at the US Open. Over there are other YouTubers called the Clay Lab. They make great videos, but they're American. They challenged me to a make or break. Let me introduce you to Make or Break.
There was 3 of them and 3 of us. I'd never shot a make or break before, and you'll see a make or break film coming out shortly, but here is a quick flavour of how it went.
John did amazingly. That is not easy to stand up there with a huge bunch of people behind you. Someone narrating your shooting too.
Make or Break is a very watchable, very quick shotgun challenge.
That was for you, Johnny.
One of 2 easy clays is thrown, you shoot and break that, and then a harder target is thrown.
Oh.
You break this, you get points. We'll explain it better in the big video, but this is serious fun.
Coach 7, JP falls to Remington 3.
The Clay Lab boys were not only worthy opponents, but they were a heap of fun, and we bumped into them a load over the course of the US Open.
Nice game, man. That's good.
Way harder than I thought it would be.
Go and check out their channel, it is worth your time. Straight after this challenge, I made my first mistake of the US Open. I had a beer. Thanks to Cade for handing it to me and to Mr. Fennell for supplying it. However, this lone beer started me down a road that left me feeling a little jaded for our first event of the US Open, the prelim, where we were squadded with two great shooters the next morning. I wouldn't be British if I didn't complain about the weather, and let it be known, South Carolina is hot as hell.
Good morning. Welcome to the preliminary 100. We were great in Bourbon last night, but America, it's all uphill from there, I think.
This morning was my first taste of US competition targets. And boy, I wish I had my eyes and body running on all cylinders to combat these bad boys. There are some key differences between UK and US clay shooting that I learned from my trip that I would like to share with you now. Although, after one trip, I'm obviously by no means an expert. Firstly, US clays are lighter in weight and so their flight is different, and it takes some adjustment. They also come in different shapes and sizes than we get back home, so you have to really watch the target to double check which sort it is.
This is a different experience in this heat, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting up there thinking, I just want to sleep right now.
Well,
let alone shoot.
That's why I'm from Indiana, so I got down 2 days early to try to get
That
acclimated.
makes some sense.
Yeah.
It's not like a standard event where one guy settles the targets, you get a feel for it. There's
Oh yeah.
10 different target
Well,
sets for the event.
That's what I've told people all weekend long. I said you're gonna see a lot of people, you know, doing really well in one thing and then getting, you know, not embarrassed, but have a tough go with some other stuff. And it's because you just got so many different people that target set so many different ways.
Secondly, hull cartridge doesn't have a presence in the USA, so I had to get to grips with US ammo.
So the guys at Orbis, when I asked them for some good ammo, gave me this. It's quite possibly one of the more beautiful shells around. Kind of praying that I had a slab of Pro 1s here, really. Targets are different, everything's different. This is a great experience.
For the most part, honestly, I didn't like it. It seemed to recoil more, although I am happy to consent that maybe the heat makes a difference to recoil.
I'm gonna stop shooting those Winchesters for a bit. They're, what, 12, 50 ounce and an eighth. I also have heard before coming here that American shells kick. It's more than my standard high pheasant 32 gram load. It's mental. Especially coming from Hull, which is notoriously soft and delicious. I miss you.
The numbers on the boxes aren't the same either. It's ounces, not grams, our shot sizes mean different things, and when you guys give a cartridge speed, it doesn't mean the same thing as on our box. On a US box of ammo, the speed reads as a smaller number, because it is a reading of 3 foot from the muzzle. In the UK, the speed is taken 2.5 meters from the muzzle, and then some magic calculation is done to figure out the true-ish muzzle velocity.
So yesterday when we shot the make break, I was very conscious over the 20 target to pay attention to the line and the speed and go to the different sight picture to England. They're different targets, they move differently. And you've got to get in, you've got to tell yourself to shoot it with the right method in a different way to usual. I had two very well respected people say to me, you'll miss in front. Missed in front a lot.
Thirdly, sporting targets were obviously originally designed to mimic the flights of real-life quarry. And although they have evolved since then, there is still cultural differences in presentations. And there was a heap more going away targets than we see back home. Targets generally had less height, less face.
Clean that, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Woohoo! That's now wet through with sweat because I'm English. Way too English.
Can we say it's the shells? Yeah.
There is no shit that being punched in the face after your first shot
Oh yeah.
isn't nice.
No.
My one lucky cartridge comes out to play again. Though I've been told there's a real big bird on the fit house tomorrow, so I'm going to bring my confidence out with me then. We've been discussing cartridges, and it's a very different cultural thing. What they think is soft versus what we think is soft recoiling is very different. So my man here, after we've all shot, he can have a single in it, and we're going to get Americans' opinion.
Those are nice.
Oh, no, does it?
No, there's nothing to them.
It's fascinating. I've no idea why you guys like stuff that kicks the hell out of you.
It's just an American thing, right?
Slowly waking up, it's slowly getting hotter. We found a cartridge that's not this thick to shoot, and up until this stand, it's just first in, shot it wrong. We're happy with the performance. We've actually found some form. Some of those boys can shoot. It's nice to be hanging out with a couple of AA class shooters. It's interesting to see the Americans do shoot slightly differently. It's cool. And suddenly we're faced with a pair of big targets, and I just shot them like I've been shooting everything else, which is different. It's cool. It's nice to see something a little bit more like home. But I've kind of dialed into that going away edge on stuff, which is, yeah, as you can tell, I'm hot and hungover. I need a beer, but you're not allowed to drink whilst you're shooting. Stupid.
Right here. I'm like, what the hell? I saw you lifting it going.
Don't look up there. Of course, you're all right now. The sun's moved a little bit. First time you're going to see it's in the sky right here, okay?
Oh, really? Okay.
Look up to your left.
Show us how it's down there.
I've got some nature on my gun.
Yeah.
It's eating the bead. The bead's gone.
Oh, the bead's gone.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
It was great
It was
fun.
fun. I enjoyed
Great
it.
fun. We all shot 73. You shot 73? Just say you shot 73.
73. 74 really, but I took one off so I could be part of it.
It was a steep learning curve, that's for damn sure. Don't get hungover, I learnt that.
Okay.
Winchester shells are
Like my...
not English.
No.
But move to softer, sweeter shells from
Alrighty.
common makers.
Hey, what's good?
Enjoy
We're on it, on the money. Man, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Oh yeah.
Y'all too. Good luck, everybody.
The prelim was a great set of sporting stands. After we were done, I went for a warm down on the 100 bird sporting course. They changed this course every single day, so that you could go out and shoot different targets if you wanted to try a gun or just try something new before going into a big competition. And after a quick pop, it was time for a look around. This place was huge. 2.2 miles, top layout to bottom layout. With different courses and different events shoehorned in everywhere you looked. If I haven't mentioned the fact that everyone here has a buggy or had rented a buggy, there's a good reason for that. It is insanely hot, and it's a huge walk to get anywhere. On top of all the standard events that you might recognise, there was a huge amount of sub-gauge events and some disciplines that we don't even have back home, like American field sporting. So this was a flying visit for me, a mistake I will not make again. So I didn't get a chance to shoot the main event.
This is the main event course. This starts tomorrow and runs for a few days. It looks like the grass was cut this morning, and the grass this morning looked like it was cut this morning. All the traps, all the stands, all the water and ice, which is necessary because it was what, 92 Fahrenheit?
Sponsored by Beretta, there was 200 targets set over 3 13-stand courses, and those targets were pretty stiff. The most British feeling targets I saw were on the 5-stand, and I snuck a few shots in after watching Jeremy from the Clay Lab smashing his way through one of the layouts. That guy can shoot. After playing with a couple of Upland Gun Company side-by-sides and plenty of hours of just trying to stay cool, we retired to the hotel before going out for a catfish dinner and a few pints of unsweet tea.
Only women make good lovers. She loves me.
8 AM the next morning, we were on peg and ready for fit ask. The fit ask at the US Open was to be shot in the new style, over 12 individual layouts. The really clever guys shot this over 2 days, and in hindsight, I can see why. Shooting that many styles of targets in that shorter period of time does fry your brain a little bit, especially when they're at this sort of level.
Oh mate, this is, you're looking forward to watching us break down, Sash?
It's going to be the hottest day ever.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees with humidity of 1 billion.
Yeah, and yesterday was like intolerable.
At 91. This is going to be not only humiliating, seeing as it's about 26 degrees at 8 in the morning, quarter to 8 in the morning, it could go badly. And guess where we're starting? On the hardest peg. No, we're good. We are somewhat better than I thought.
The other John.
More Johns, please.
That's Johnny and John.
Dan. Peter.
Dylan.
John?
Dylan.
Get it. Yep.
Okay, with the light flat, you want to watch that bird early because it's hard to see late.
Some ups and some downs, there wasn't much room for any lapse in attention here. It led to misses.
Fit ask is very serious. No room for joking or childishness, or even filming. Met our first rude American. That was exciting. The rest of them been lovely. So welcome properly to the fit ask. We've got one of the parkours out the way. We've just started on parkours 4, which is our second one. It is new style, meaning there is 3 different pegs with 3 different layouts for each. It's interesting. There is an unbelievable amount of target presentations, and there's stuff that suits me and some that suit others. I'm currently wishing that I brought my orange glasses out today because I was thinking it's super sunny like yesterday, and then the last parkour over there, everything's close to the floor, in the shade, dancing around, these little black rim targets. The boys here have put on a hell of a course. He's constant entertainment.
Well, and you said big belly. I thought you said big Billy. I don't see a goat flying through the damn air.
Y'all gentlemen have a good one.
All right, you too.
Heading to peg 2. Pleasure.
I'm Diane.
Hey, Diane.
We worked our way around the various pegs and parkours until we were stood on the most vicious peg of the day. Imagine for a second the effort it took to produce this setup. Floating rafts placed out on a lake were home to traps throwing massive loopers and crosses. But this stand will be forever known for the Charlie target.
Charlie is from that tower that you guys came around from. And that is a full-size target, guys.
Fine.
Did I tell you it was defying the law of physics coming through that stage?
This target bordered on the line of stupidity. It came off of a massive high tower, slightly quartering in, looping out the sky and over the trees. There were estimates on range. It definitely wasn't within 70 yards, but it probably wasn't beyond 100.
Third one to go.
Downhill, hit the target.
All right, sweetheart, you got a single bravo. Oh. Out with a 4. Nice shooting, sir.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay, where do I buy lottery tickets? Well, I'd say at least 12 feet.
Oh, not a lot then.
Not a lot, he says.
Delta Echo on your call.
Behind it.
Thank you, gentlemen. You guys have a fabulous afternoon.
Good recovery, John.
I think shooting at 8 in the morning is an interesting game. I'm clearly not a first thing in the morning shooter. The last 2 parkours I've actually woken up. There's been some silly misses, but this is I think, some of the best targets on the place. We've had a good look around, but there's some proper quality targets. We're into the last stand. Let's see how it goes. This is a, there's no shame in missing some of these targets. No shame at all.
I was waking up this morning, waking up before it's getting 9. Got a heavy on my shoulders, tracking down some moments back in time. I could swore that I was in it, down to every minute. Don't know what I was sipping, but I felt like I was doing fine. Oh my.
Right, it's a pleasure to be with someone who sort of brought us all up a level.
And that was that. Our experience of the US Open 2022 completed.
Say goodbye, Carolina Road.
Never have I seen such a well-run event. Traps were always full, always working. Everyone was always smiling and willing to help.
When I met a pretty girl there, and her lips.
Top hospitality, with some of the best scorers and referees in the game in attendance.
She took my hand, we made some.
A level of enjoyment and positivity that is sometimes rare in the UK.
She took my hand, we made some plans, and our love.
If you're a shooter anywhere in the world and are wondering whether it's worth going to a big US sporting event,
so goodbye, Carolina Road.
It's a yes and no situation. Yes, you will absolutely love it. Regardless of your ability level, the experience really is top draw. However, no clay shooting experience will ever look the same again. You have been warned.
To see some friends I have.
My thanks to Longthorn for their hospitality at the Open and their help in getting a gun over there.
When I came back down.
And my thanks to Dan, Sasha and John for the memories we made and for never taking it too seriously.
What else can I do? You ain't the man you.
And thank you for watching. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon.
You ain't the man you used to be. But there's plenty of pretty women, so that's just fine with me.